Right now, as you're watching this video, your brain is using about 20% of your entire body's energy. That's more than any other organ, more than your heart, more than your muscles. But here's the crazy part. 500,000 years ago, our ancestors had brains 1/3 the size of yours, and they were spending up to 8 hours a day just chewing their food. So, what happened? What simple discovery literally tripled human brain size and turned us from wandering apes into the masters of planet Earth? Welcome aboard Arnie's Brain Train, where I'm about to take you on a mind-blowing journey through this incredible evolutionary breakthrough. I'm Alex Arnold, and today we're going to be solving one of humanity's greatest discoveries, the discovery that made us, well, us. All of my sources, as usual, are listed in the description below, so you can dive even deeper into this incredible story on your own. Here we go. Alright everybody, our first stop brings us to 2.5 million years ago. Our early ancestors were basically walking around with massive jaws that could crack nuts like a nutcracker, tiny brains about the size of a modern chimpanzee's, and spending literally 6 to 8 hours a day just chewing. Seriously, they had teeth like industrial grinders and guts so big that they looked permanently bloated. Their digestive systems were literally 60% larger than ours today. These early humans essentially had to spend their entire existence foraging for roots, nuts, and the occasional scavenged bit of raw meat. Their day was wake up, chew some more, maybe find some berries, chew those, then chew until bedtime. Fun stuff, right? But then something absolutely amazing happened around 2 million years ago. Archaeological evidence shows us that suddenly, and I mean suddenly in evolutionary terms, human brains started growing like crazy. We're talking about brains that tripled in size. At the same time, our teeth got smaller, our jaw shrunk, and our digestive systems completely transformed. So what could possibly cause such a massive evolutionary leap? What was the game changer that separated us from every other species on Earth? The answer lies in something so simple, so obvious, that it's been hiding in plain sight. Now, the food that changed everything, the big reveal? Cooked food. But wait, before you click away thinking, that's it? Let me blow your mind with just how revolutionary this actually was. You see, our ancestors discovered fire and learned to cook around 2 million years ago. And this wasn't just about making food taste better or having cozy campfire moments. According to Harvard primatologist Dr. Richard Wrangham's groundbreaking research, cooking food was literally the most important event in human evolution. More important than developing language, more important than tool making, more important than anything else that made us human. Here's the science. When you cook food, you're essentially pre-digesting it at the cellular level. Raw meat and vegetables are locked up in tough cellular walls and complex proteins that our bodies have to work incredibly hard to break down. But heat? Heat is like having a molecular key that unlocks all those nutrients instantly. Think about it this way. If you eat a raw potato, your body might extract maybe 30% of its calories because it's working overtime just to break down these tough starches. But if you cook that same potato, bam, you're now getting 90% of those calories with way less digestive effort. It's like upgrading from dial-up internet to fiber optic. The same information, but it's delivered so much more efficiently. This caloric revolution freed up so much energy that our bodies could literally afford to grow bigger, more expensive brains. Dr. Wrangham's research shows that cooking increased the caloric availability of food by 25 to 50%. That's a massive energy upgrade. Your brain uses about 20% of your total daily calories. So imagine suddenly having 25 to 50% more fuel to work with. Now this is where the story gets really fascinating for me and really insightful for understanding who we are today. This cooking revolution didn't just change what we ate, it completely rewired us as a species from the inside out. First, and seemingly naturally, our digestive systems went through a total makeover. We didn't need those massive energy-hungry guts anymore because cooked food was so much easier to digest. our intestines actually shortened by about 25%, and our stomachs became more acidic to handle cooked proteins. All that energy that used to go into marathon digestion got redirected straight into our brains. According to research published in the journal Current Anthropology, this is when we see the emergence of Homo erectus, the first humans with brains approaching modern size. We're talking about a 60% increase in brain volume in just a few 100,000 years. If you know anything about evolution or biology, that's massive. But wait, there's more. Cooking didn't just change our bodies, it transformed our entire social structure. Think about it. Cooking requires planning, tool making, and cooperation. You need to control fire, gather specific materials, prepare food together, and share the results. You can't just grab and go anymore. You need a whole support system. And this is where we see the first evidence of complex social behaviors, language development, and what anthropologists call the hearth hypothesis. The idea that gathering around fires to cook and eat together literally created human civilization. Professor Jill Pruitz from Iowa State University has documented how this cooking revolution led to the first evidence of food sharing, division of labor, and extended childhood, because cooked food was often soft enough for young children to eat, allowing for longer developmental periods and bigger brains. Speaking of extended childhood and human development, we actually have a whole video covering this fascinating topic called Evolution's Compromise: Why Our Babies Can't Even Hold Their Heads Up. Check it out if you want to dive deeper into how cooking literally changed how we grow up as humans. This extended childhood meant that human babies could be born with larger brains that weren't fully developed yet, giving us the incredible learning capacity that we have today. Here's what makes this story applicable today, and why understanding this evolutionary leap is so important for modern humans like you and me. This cooking revolution didn't stop 2 million years ago. It's still shaping us right now. Every time you cook dinner, you're participating in the exact same behavior that literally created modern humanity. Your kitchen is a direct descendant of those first fire cooking pits. Your ability to think complex thoughts, create art, build civilizations, solve problems, and even watch YouTube videos. It all traces back to our ancestors figuring out how to roast a piece of meat over a flame. Recent research has uncovered another fact that proves just how dependent we've become on cooking. Humans today actually can't survive on a purely raw diet long term. Studies of modern raw food practitioners showed that they consistently struggle to maintain healthy body weight and reproductive function. We've literally evolved to be dependent on cooking. We're the only species on Earth that has co-evolved with our own technology. This also explains so many quirks about modern humans that you've probably never thought about. Why do we have such tiny teeth compared to other primates? Cooking. Why can't we digest raw meat safely like other carnivores? Cooking. Why do we have such incredibly efficient metabolisms when we eat cooked foods? You guessed it, cooking. We're not humans that learned to cook, but we're humans that were made by cooking. Our entire anatomy, from our small mouths to our short intestines, is designed around the assumption that our food will be cooked. So let's bring it all together and see just how far this rabbit hole goes. The one food that changed human evolution forever wasn't a specific ingredient or any single food. It was any food that had been transformed by fire and cooking. This simple discovery created a cascade effect that led to larger brains, smaller digestive systems, complex social structures, language development, extended childhoods, tool-making, art, music, literature, science, and ultimately every single aspect of human civilization that we know today. From the smartphone in your pocket to the International Space Station orbiting overhead, it all traces back to that first moment when our ancestors learned to cook. Here's the really wild part. We're still evolving based on cooking. Modern humans have continued to adapt to cooked foods, with recent genetic studies showing that we've developed enhanced abilities to digest starches and process cooked proteins compared to our ancestors just 10,000 years ago. So the next time you turn on your stove or light up a grill, remember, you're not just making dinner, but you're a part of the most important technological revolution in human history, the one that literally made us human. Well, everybody, thanks for joining me on another epic adventure aboard Arnie's Brain Train. If this evolutionary journey blew your mind as much as it blew mine, smash that like button and let me know in the comments. What's the most surprising thing you learned about human evolution today? Of course, don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you never miss our weekly expeditions through history, science, and the amazing mysteries of our world. All the research sources are linked in the description below if you want to dive deeper into this fascinating topic. And remember, the world isn't always this simple, but it's always this interesting. Until next time, keep those brains training. We'll see you there.